Okay. So this lab is to for visualization, and so far you know how to run Elasticsearch and how to connect it with the Kibana. So as usual, you need to run Elastic and Kibana, and then as we know, whenever you run Elastic, it changes IP address. So in Kibana, using Kibana.yaml file, you have to replace, you have to change, you have to update your IP address of Elasticsearch as well, right? Then they will connect each other. So using Kibana, you can see the Elasticsearch with the data that you uploaded last week, right? So if you recall what you did, you just map your data structure into Elastic. After then, you upload 3 data sets. One is the account, another one is Shakespeare, the other one is a Logstash, especially with the 3 days Logstash, right? And then you showed me you successfully uploaded those 3 parts, right? So if you go back, if you successfully run Elastic and Kibana, you can log in Kibana with the Elastic or with your new username that you created in the first lab. You can go to your main menu in Kibana, and then if you select stack management here, you have a selected stack management menu here, right? And then under there's a submenu Kibana, and there is a data view, and then you need to select create data view button. Okay, so once you select it, behind this like a menu, then you can find out like account data set, Logstash data set, and Shakespeare data set that you already uploaded. If you don't see it, it means that you failed in the previous lab. Okay? So you have to repeat the previous lab if you don't see it. Okay. So you see all of them, and then you can, excuse me, you can match those data set with the first 3 or 4 or 5 characters. Yeah. So for example, if you in index pattern, if you type in ACC star is like a joker characters, it knows your data set is account because 3 characters are matching. So you don't need to type in entire data set name. You just type in ACC star, then either only display account data set. That is what you want to save as a data. So you either create data view. So the purpose of creating data view is to visualize your data. So you choose only one data set account with the index pattern that starts with the first 3 characters or 5 characters. Okay. And then once you click, once you save it as a data view, then in Kibana, in the left menu, you can see data views. And you can see only ACC, like account data. Okay? And then if you look at the first field, you can see like field like ID, index, etc., account number, etc. And then you can also see if this field is searchable or not, or if this field can be used as a aggregation function to sum or count. Okay? And then if you go to the menu, analytics and submenu discover, then you can see entire data of accounting like a data set. Okay? So if you go to main menu, especially analytics and discover for accounting data set, you can see each data record. Okay? So if you look at here, it's like a table, right? This table, you see first data, second data, third data of accounting. And then if you scroll down, you can see entire data set. Okay? And then you can select some field here with the character plus as a available fields. So if you choose like fields like account number, balance, like in this left the frame, you can choose account number plus balance. Then in the right frame, you can see only the data with the field named account number and balance. So you had multiple fields, but you only choose these two fields to see. Okay? So you have a power to filter your data. Okay? So that's for accounting. Now you repeat these steps, like a previous step, for Shakespeare data set. Okay? So you go to the create data view and then type in 5 characters like Shake, and then you can choose Shakespeare. And then if you create the data view, then you can now see 2 data view, like accounting and Shakespeare, that you created, right? So once you have a view for accounting data set and Shakespeare data set, you can visualize these 2 data sets with a pie chart and other chart. So to do it in Kibana, you need to choose Visualize Library, the main menu. And then you can create visualization. I mean, you can hit Create Visualization button. And you can choose aggregate based like a menu from your visualization library. And then go to pie chart. I mean, go to pie to open pie chart. It's like a bubble chart. Yeah, some people call it pie, some people call it bubble. Yeah. So any name is fine. And then you choose the data view, like accounting data view. And then especially pie chart, you choose bucket. If you choose bucket and choose and if you follow the step-by-step direction to choose range and balance. Now, for balance, the account, like your money at the account, that could be between 0 to 1,000 that you need to type in, and 1,000 to 2,000, 2,000 to 7,000, etc. So if you have this balance range, your customers who belongs to that range will be shown. So it shows that your the account, your like a number of accounts in that range will be separated by certain range. So we can tell the account between 31,000 to 50,000 is mostly the common, like a balance from the customers. So for example, in your bank, you have like 1,000 like the customers, and 40% people has the balance in their account between 31,000 to 50,000. And others as well. Like the next one is 15 to 31,000, that is about 30%. Right? So based on color, the range, you can tell, the situation, like a current status of the account. And then you can even add the bucket again for inner and outer the range. So this time it is for the outer bucket, and then you split the outer bucket with the terms and age. Yeah. So if you go to terms and fill the age, you can even show the outside like a bucket that says if your customer is 20 years old, it becomes like 6% is 6% of customers are about 20, age 20 years old. 3 point is 30 years old. So that kind of the category can be also shown as an outside bucket, outside pie chart. Okay? So you can use multiple like a category. And then, if you successfully did it, then you need to save it, like a name of this chart. So for example, like a pie example. And then same approach. Now you are going to use Shakespeare data, but you need to choose a vertical bar chart. Okay, so if you don't know where to here, you need to repeat step 1 and 3 for visualization. And you have to choose Shakespeare data view that you created. Okay. In the beginning, bar chart shows only one bar chart, but if you follow this direction, in the matrix, you can choose y-axis, and you can also choose aggregate function as a unique count to count entire unique the record as a field name speaker. And then you can put it as a speaking part as a description, okay, as a customer label. And then if you update it, and also if you set up x-axis with the bucket, and now the aggregate function is based on terms with the field of a plane name. So based on plane name, you need to separate the bar chart. Okay, and then bar chart should be sorted as an ascending order. Okay? So if you look at here, the bar chart sorting is very important, because if you don't sort it, then you cannot tell which one is most highest one or lowest one. So in bar chart, make sure you do sorting. So in this case, you have to choose ascending. So the smallest one comes first. Then at the end, the largest. So here, the X chord, Y chord, you have a speaking part as you defined, and X chord is the player, right? Play name. So for each play name, you can tell how many speaking parts. So you follow this, then you can save it at the end as a bar example, especially from Shakespeare data. So if you complete this, you can simply show me bar chart and pie chart. And then you have to make sure you have the correct value. Okay? That's what I'm checking. When I see your result, I want to see if your range of value is correct or not. And also for bar chart, make sure your bar chart is sorted in ascending order. Okay? So this is it for today's lab. So for some of you, it could be very easy. You can easily finish it. Okay? In that case, again, after you finish, you need to watch the lecture video. Okay? But maybe for other people, it takes much longer. It's okay. Okay? So that's what I observed. So we are gonna do the lab on Wednesday again. So if you don't finish it today, it's okay. You can do it and complete on Wednesday, then I can still give you your credit. Okay, but most importantly, the lecture video, you have to watch it by yourself. Okay? So the class, let me just focus on the lab for you to, I want you to complete a lab in the classroom, and I want to give you credit immediately. Okay? Anyone have any question at this moment? Yes.